project.
Mungkin bagian kita sudah sampai di visi dan terus
activity, technical cooperation program, and some coordinated research projects. But you had been to the tour of the IEA on day 1, right? So, not you, but you say yes. The one who went for the tour is a guided tour. So from the tour, what is your impression? What do you know what IEA is doing? Do you know? Yes.
Good morning, ma'am. Of course, from the name itself, IAEA, International Atomic Energy Agency, it deals with nuclear technology and nuclear power. But even though it dabbles with this, the stigma that comes with radioactivity, the IAEA comes prepared because all of the safety measures are well thought and are all ready, and they do not let their workers get affected. So at the tiniest bit of that there's something off, they will head to the lab below and check that person so that there will be no harm that will be done on that person.
Okay, so nuclear technology has its benefits, or it also can cause some, hazards to us, but there are measures in place. So this is what we want everybody to know, the factual information. So there are hazards to the technology, but through the IEA, we are supporting the member states to ensure it is being utilized safely, because the benefit is also huge to support each and every country to meet their developmental goals. So excellent. So because it's a walking tour, right? So you cannot sleep. So you have to listen. Next. So here, the agency at a glance, just to refresh again, it is mandated to accelerate and enlarge the contribution of atomic energy for peace, health, and prosperity throughout the world. So as of February 2019, now we do have a few more member states. As of February 2019, we have 171 member states. Our headquarters is here in Vienna. And we have some laboratories. One of the laboratories is in Cybersdorf, which you will be visiting tomorrow. Again, I would like to emphasize the importance of you guys are on time. We need to emphasize to the others. They need to be on time, because those who did not make it on time, they will be left. And you do not want to miss the opportunity to visit Cybersdorf. It is not easy, especially at this period of time. So they sort of consider for us. So there's many changes for this visit. So we have laboratory in Cybersdorf for agriculture. What else? Industry. Many research activities going on. We also have another laboratory in Monaco. Actually, we were thinking, some visits to Monaco, but it's very complicated. In Monaco, it's focusing on the marine research activities. And also in Vienna, the one that I visited on day 1. And today you will visit another laboratory, isotope hydrology. And then we also have our regional offices in Toronto and also in Tokyo, and also liaison offices in New York and Geneva. So in Toronto and in Tokyo is mostly our office for the safeguards activity. Next. So we have 6 departments, nuclear energy, focusing on research and support to member states related to the application of nuclear energy, for example, research reactor, nuclear power reactor, including its technology. Now small modular reactor, non-electrical application of MPP. I have a feeling I'm talking to the experts here, because you did a wonderful research and presentation about what IAEA is doing. So then nuclear sciences and application, this is where the food security, the human health work are being done. nuclear safety and security to ensure the safe use of the technology, security to ensure that radiation sources are not are kept securely so that it is not stolen, for example, and being used to cause harm to other people. Safeguards. If you notice, a lot of news about IEA is related to safeguards. Does anyone know what does safeguards means? Safeguarding nuclear material. Do anyone know what it means and what it do?
Good morning, ma'am. Perhaps it deals with the prevention of the nuclear test. That's what we learned from the day one lecture. And at the same time, perhaps to have food security or attain food security in the entire world.
Okay, good attempt.
Just an idea, safeguard maybe IAEA is providing safety protocols, precautions to all the member states on how on proper handling, using, and even disposal of these radioactive materials.
Okay, another good attempt.
I also think that they are preventing nuclear energy to be utilized by other countries in terms of other like wars, and they prevent it from going into the hands of the wrong country or
A
person.
bit warmer. And yes.
Siguro yung warming up yung tolerance.
Which make the other country don't use the nuclear power for the turbines.
Very warm. Hotter. Yes. So we have three. We have safety, we have security, now we have safeguards. Safety is how. Oh, you want to try? Okay.
He wants to try.
Yes.
Maybe safeguard deals with its sustainability until like all the ideas and the plans will improve as the years go by, and every day they try to improve their ideas or something.
Okay. Partly of what they are doing, but let me explain. So we have safety, security, safeguards, and this is important when we are dealing with nuclear material, nuclear technology. Safety meaning that because it is ionizing radiation, it emits radiation which is harmful to our health. To ensure its safety, that means to ensure that it is safe, the dose is low, the shielding and so on. This is to ensure the safety. There are safety measures. Security. So let's say you have this. Can I borrow? So this is heavy. No, this is valuable. Let's say this is a radioactive material. Safety. We put shielding. We have distance. Limit the time. Security. We don't want this radioactive material to be stolen, and then they explode it and then expose many people. So what do? They ensure there is camera to watch it, there are lock. It's difficult, only certain people have access. Right? That is security, is clear. Now safeguards. Safeguards is, we know nuclear material, it changes, right? So uranium who's the expert in the nuclear power plant? Uranium-235, right? Or polonium-239. So it's in the reactor. So it's split. The fission, the energy, and then the water, and then produce electricity. So safeguards ensuring the when it's split, so the other atom, the other polonium or so on that is being produced are not being extracted and used for nuclear weapon. Because we can use it also for the nuclear weapon. I think several, you was mentioning about the mushroom cloud, about the bomb. Somebody else also talking, you are also talking about the bomb. So we want to avoid the nuclear material being used to make weapons for the bomb. They can use the same. What is being used in the nuclear power reactor can also be used to make the atomic bomb. What you're mentioning is it is sort of controlled reaction. but at a higher level. In nuclear power reactor, the enrichment is around 4%, right? For the weapons, the enrichment around 99%, because they want the fission to be so fast, it explodes. So it is very, destructive power, and we have seen it in Japan. So what our safeguards department is doing, for any country that is using or having nuclear material, they will do some accounting. Like in the bank, they check how much money you have, how much nuclear material you have. You have to declare how much material you put into your reactor for the peaceful users, and if it remains there, and they will calculate, because they know it will be depleted because it's being used, right? And if it remains the same, the accounting must be correct. If the accounting is not correct, that means something missing there. So the country needs to explain. This is to ensure no nuclear material are being diverted from its intended use for peaceful users. Is it clear? Yes. Yeah. So just like the accountant are checking the money in the bank is correct, and then the bars and the lock ensuring thieves do not come and steal your money. Right? So security versus safeguards. So that's the safeguards department. They in the news mostly talking about safeguards inspector going around the world to inspect all countries that use nuclear technology to ensure it remains for peaceful users. Then, as usual, we have the Department of Management and also the Department of Technical Cooperation, where we comes from, to support our member state to transfer the technology, foster exchange scientific knowledge, transfer expertise among member states. So how it is done through the technical cooperation project, for example, Indonesia is advanced in mutation breeding because they are using the technique of mutation breeding for their soya bean to produce tempeh, right? Tempeh is a major product for Indonesia. They learn from more advanced country, then they acquire the expertise. So now they are in the position to support other countries. Let's say later in Philippines, tempeh become the favorite food. So you would like to learn from Indonesia how to do mutation breeding for soya bean so that it grows well in your own country. It might be different from Indonesia, or perhaps in Oman, very different, very dry. So how to use the new variety of soya bean that requires, more water, more humidity, and then to grow in Oman, which is dry and more salinity in the water. So we can use this technology of mutation breeding. But the technology acquired by Indonesia can use to help other countries. So we have, I mentioned 171 countries as of February 2019. So all these countries are supporting each other. So we collaborate with each other, we share our expertise. So this is what everyone is promising when they become, they would like to join the IAEA. Yes. So here I already mentioned it. In the IAEA statute for Article 2, this is the DC strategic goal. Another article are talking about receiving safeguards inspection. So if you would like to be members of IAEA, that means this is the statute. That means if you would like to have the nuclear power plant in your country, that means you need to open the nuclear power plant for IAEA inspector to do their inspection to ensure that the nuclear material you use in the nuclear power plant remains for peaceful users. And then you say, why do we need to open our country? Because you need to import technology from somewhere, right? And the exporter would like to ensure the technology, this is sense of responsibility and accountability. If I were to sell you my technology, I want to ensure you are using that technology only for peaceful users. You are not going to divert this technology and build nuclear weapon. So if you start reading the news around the world, you will understand why all this dialogue, why this is needed, and the role of IAEA to ensure this is for peace the global peace. Next. So I mentioned yesterday about the two mechanisms on science and technology. One of it is about the coordinated research project, where nuclear technology is not perfect yet. So designed to encourage the acquisition and dissemination of new knowledge about the use of nuclear technologies and isotopic techniques. So let's say you are working in a remote laboratory in Philippines, working on some technology. If you are working alone, it will take you so long to perfect the technology. So IEA are gathering together all the scientists who's working on the same issues. So come together, discuss how to make the technology better, to share, to network, to share ideas, and to find ways to perfect that technology. So once that technology is perfected, this is where, for example, a new country, we have a new member state, Samoa, requesting to become IEA member states. So Samoa, we know, right? Philippines is near but not so near. It's so remote in the Pacific Island. They are so remote. What is their economic income? Yeah, they have issues with water, to get water. So they need a lot of support. So that means any perfected technology that they can use, for example, for I think one of their major food source is the breadfruit. Breadfruit. Breadfruit dalam BM. I don't remember Malay now. It's like breadfruit. It looks like jackfruit. Cempedak dan
Durian.
Nangka.
No smell. Okay, forget it.
Marang. Smaller, not
Sukun.
Sukun.
Yes.
What?
Sukun.
Sukun.
Sukun, you know? Jackfruit.
Jackfruit.
No, not jackfruit. Breadfruit. Breadfruit. Sukun. So they depend on this for their food because they are so remote, right? A great source of carbohydrate.
Dalang yan.
Ya, sukun. Sama juga goreng. Ya, goreng. Kue.
Goreng.
Yes. Macam ubi. Like ubi.
So through technical cooperation, we are transferring the technology how to produce better breadfruit for these countries. It's important for them, and how to establish a diagnostic radiology facility and any medical treatment that uses ionizing radiation, including its safety measures. Next. So how do we transfer this technology? It's not just like, okay, you need this, we just give that. So we have a proper system, a proper procedure or protocol of which our member state express to us what are their priorities and how we deliver to them. So our modality in supporting member state, it can come through 3 different projects.